Yes,
you love them.
Sam Roberts, do you know him from Jim and Sam? And Sam Roberts, to me, I don't like him. And it seems like he does his super chat show. Is he another guy who super chats? Every time I tune in the show, it's him reading his chat going, oh, what do you think about Anthony? Oh, okay. He's just reading questions. This is a Q&A. And this is about the 7th time that we've been brought up by Sam Roberts. Sorry. Getting a little lightheaded. You want to have a rank, and then I'll show you what Sam Roberts said. And then furthermore, I don't like the way he's talking about me. I'll tell you that. I don't like it. And wait,
I just remembered that there was actually more messages from Rich Bassett that came after that one.
Yeah, maybe we'll save those for another time.
You can post them on the Bring Back Group.
Yeah, how about for extra special Rich Bassett content? Tune in for Red More.
It was a light anticlimactic follow-up that you can see later.
Yeah, you'll see it. Because I basically told him, no, you're totally wrong, but this rules.
And then he embarrassedly replied.
Yeah. And then he said some bull.
He was like, oh, yeah, well, send the cash app to 6969, suck my dick.
Seriously,
peace.
that's like what he did.
You.
And then he blocked me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've been blocked by Rich Bassett, my killer. I hope you get gut like a fish for not getting 300. And you were getting 300. That's the craziest part.
You were about to get it.
I did absolutely nothing. I feel like this happens to me a lot where I do absolutely almost nothing wrong. And then I get caught up with these guys.
Or you're like, once in a while, you're like, maybe I'll just do a nice thing for this guy. We'll have him on.
Yeah.
And we're always trying to show people we're nice.
You know
nice.
where this is coming? My big one's coming. Ashley Cummings. That'll be the death of me. Trust me.
Nah.
Just anybody who likes this show at that type of level ends up wanting to gut me like what they said in that message. They go crazy. So, yes, it's terrifying. And again, up until now, and this is a wild prediction, right? Ashley Cummings, I've been nothing but nice to her, right? Never said boo about Ashley. I love Ashley Cummings, and she loves the show, right? Just watch. Out of nowhere, I'm fucking dead.
Someone with the name Ashley Cummings in the chat just said, I cum oil.
This is what I mean. And that is, believe me, those are 3 objects that could be the end of me. All right, let's take Ashley loves her. I know, and the more they love it, the more I'm fucking dead.
Yeah.
Trust me. I've been here before. Let's do another drink together, and then we'll show you stupid Sam Roberts fucking talking about me. And I don't like how he talks about me. I don't like his chat show, and I don't like if he's accepting money to read this chat. I'm not allowing this to happen much longer, where everybody just takes money from people in their chat because they want to say a line, and then the whole show is you just reading the chat's lines while they pay you. Shouldn't you be paying the chat for all those lines? And furthermore, can't the chat just do this without you and not pay anybody? And just, you're all in the chat, so you could read the chat. And then he says what you say in the chat, then you're paying him. It's just a convoluted, stupid. This is not a show. It is not a show to charge a number of people to read their comments on a tape. That's not TV.
And also, it's less entertaining because then you have to read the ones that were paid instead of picking out the ones that you want to read.
Exactly. And then the listener's getting nothing because you're just reading things you're bought and sold. Your show is payola.
Because they have to pay.
That's chat payola. All right, I'm having a drink to Sam Richards, everybody. Here we go. Oh, Yoki Saro. I kind of look like that Japanese guy.
Kinda.
Couldn't I pull off Japanese if I wore a suit and said, oh, yes. Don't I look Japanese to a lot of people? If somebody asked me what my ethnicity is, I'm going to go Japanese. Why? And then I'm going to pull out that bullet I showed you earlier. Okay, let's see. Sam Roberts is going to do this thing, and I don't like this. We'll discover it together. Let's see. I was saying earlier, I hate shows with staffs. Ethan Klein has 12 staff members just so he could sit there and go, that's fucked up. I want everyone to know there's no staff here. It's Jules and I, and then Cameron, our web developer. He's out in Minneapolis, and he does the website stuff. Doc, oh my God, I forgot. People can't know what state he's from. Am I crazy? Cameron from America. Oh my God. I just said what country he was from. Am I nuts? Cameron from somewhere in the universe. Is that not doxing?
Perfect.
He does our website stuff, and that's that. But Jules and I do everything else. And I don't know if everybody knows that. You know, because then you see Andrew Schultz, he just throws money at 7 other guys, and they do a worse job than just the 2 of us. So anytime you can't really be comparing Redbar to other shows anymore. You can't be going, oh, well, they do this, they do.
Nobody works here, see?
Nobody fucking works here. It just says, and that's by design, believe it or not. Hiring people is where everything goes wrong. So what happens is usually people start a show, everybody likes it, and then they go, if they like it, let's chain out and expand. So just like your favorite restaurant, once you get 3 of them, it's a fucking shithole, right? It's like anything else. Once you start expanding, everything goes bad, and it has to go bad. See, once I hire a staff member, now I've got some shitty staff member doing the job that I used to do. He's doing it worse. I hate him. He hates me, and he's eventually going to quit and share my secrets.
And you can't scream at them like you can wife.
I can't scream at them. So I'm already, and most people don't look at it this way, and I've kind of learned the hard way. Most people look at it as, I want to start a podcast, and I want it to get so big that I have 100. You don't. What you actually want is a way to finagle this thing where you get to work enough to be fulfilled, work enough to make your audience fulfilled, but still have a portion of yourself left for some sort of life. When you start having employees, now you're an employer. Now you are not a man doing a podcast. You are an employer of people. It's an entirely different job. And it's a very stressful and hard, difficult job to do. A job that Ethan Klein, let's say, is not maybe qualified for. So
well, I would say maybe Ethan is qualified as a business owner boss, but he's not qualified to also be the host.
So there you go. Do you want a host or you want a guy running a business? I say this all the time when I watch Logan Paul, and all of his content has turned into just bragging about his business endeavors. And I go, how does this benefit the listener? How does the listener get a better show by you being better at business? They don't. And that's kind of the world we're living in, where everybody's being swindled into almost wanting to root on these internet individuals into becoming rich when it only takes away from you. It's almost like how they say, oh my God, they vote against their interest. This is what the podcast listener is doing. Now, this only applies to other podcasts, not Redbar. So Redbar, aware of these risks and pitfalls, avoids them at every turn. Redbar can get rich, and the show gets better, you see. Other shows get rich, and then what do? Well, they use their money being rich. They go out and they do rich guy stuff that has nothing to do with you. They buy houses, they start families, they go on trips, they go to expensive dinners, and they post that stuff on social media because if they don't include you, then they really feel guilty. So when Andrew Schultz is posting all those 7-course meals, sure, he's half flexing, but he's also going, I have to kind of include these guys because I'm using their money.
It's like when Logan has to share his $5 million Pokemon card on his app.
And it's all getting real crazy. And I'm telling you, you want your hosts here and there, here and on the computer, working on being host. You don't want your host just fucking gallivanting and doing God knows what. And that's what all these people are doing. And you're all cheering them on as if it's dope. It is not dope. And you will be the one that suffers. So we're talking about
Sam Roberts.
What was I talking about? Oh, yes, but we're the only staff. You hire somebody, that's where it all goes bad. And I always say this, and this is the best part of this whole point, is that there's no Imagine if you were a company, right? And all of a sudden you had 1 million customers, which is even under the average of what most of these guys have now. You know, they're talking 3 million. So imagine you start a company and you all of a sudden have 1 million customers. You can't really run a business for 1 million customers by yourself. So that's what some of these people are attempting to do, and that's why their lives are turning into garbage. You can't even run you can't have 300,000 customers and just think you're going to run it yourself. You know, any other business in the past would have hundreds of employees, and now that's what the podcasts are starting to do. That's what they're starting to do, and they're convoluting it, and they're making it this giant business enterprise, and all it's doing is making it's not like the content's getting better. We're watching every podcast on the planet turn into a giant corp and get worse at the same time. You're not seeing any of this money going into any of these shows. You're seeing the hosts out to dinner every day on Instagram and going to hotels every night. So what do they have to bring back to you guys, the payers, at the end of this? So yeah, that's why I say the super chat stuff is bullshit. It's all nonsense. Don't let them normalize this and make you think just because everyone's doing it that it's something that should be done by anyone. It's not. And Sam Roberts sits there and collects money just reading the chat. How lazy, while we blood, sweat, and tears crawl, gluing cords. This is Sam, what's his name? Roberts. Sam Roberts. Look at this asshole. Lazy. Oh, hold on. We got to kick that back. Here he is. As lazy as can be.
JD Straight Shot says, is Compound Shows better than Red Bar? I've seen both now, and Red Bar's new studio is amazing. I was always a fan of Ant, but that guy has turned into a total creep, Sam. Was Ant always a creep? I will also say that I like your studio. The reason...
So it's just a children's show. Why do you read this show? You guys tune in for 2 hours a day to watch him read like this and collect the cash. It's not a show. See, and this is what I think people got to snap out of it. I think people are in these chat rooms and they're talking to people and they develop this like pattern, this tradition where they think, and you really got to shake yourself out of it sometimes and go, what am I doing all day here? What kind of question is this even? Meanwhile, here I am playing it for you for thousands of dollars. So, but this is the interesting part. We're going to hear is this a whole...
Just re-click the link from the thing. There's this new thing on YouTube where you can link to a clip of a video, which is very cool. But if you click away from it, then it starts playing the whole video.
Oh, interesting.
JD Straight Shot says, is Compound Show
Here's the answer.
better
This is
than
what I was
Red
getting
Bar?
to.
I've seen both now, and Red Bar's new studio is amazing. I was always a fan of Ant, but that guy has turned into a total creep, Sam. Was Ant always a creep? I will also say that I like your studio. The reason why I super chat is because you do invest in your show. Hot Dog is great. I mean,
Anthony was a self-confessed creep, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I
No,
spent
so that's
the
fine.
morning.
And by the way, Sam Roberts was Opie and Anthony's intern for years.
Oh my God, he's looking at me.
Oh my God, he's looking right at us, Vecna.
Oh my God.
Can somebody whip me up a
Vecna is
Vecna?
right.
Here, can we make him hang with the veins like this? 8 arms, please, up in the air, blue light, smoke.
Red lightning.
Dude, you have totally Vecna-sized. Look at that, dude. Jesus, are you getting smarter? Are you Professor Xavier? Who showed up in, I'll tell you this, I was not happy. Got to me. I was not happy with Doctor Strange. Oh my God. They're making these guys such a-holes. You know, I was watching Doctor Strange, which I loved because of the Mandelbombs from the first one. All those Mandelbombs that were interchanging and yeah, that was cool.
Mike likes fractals.
So the second Doctor Strange, it was clear this was a COVID exclusive where they shot it all in a greenhouse. Yeah. And it's so silly when they do that because it just becomes a cartoon. And then, of course, but that really is bad. It's not bad just because people say it's bad. They don't know why it's bad, but it is bad. It's not You know, a movie has to trick you into believing it's just something about suspension of disbelief or belief. And you break that subconsciously when you do CGI that looks fake. You break it immediately, and that makes us suffer in every way, because then we're broken out of this trance that we've started with the character, and you need a subtle trance, a spell, if you will. It is movie magic that must take place for you to enjoy this film. Otherwise, you won't enjoy it, and that's why people hate CGI. So we're watching Doctor Strange, and here's my main gripe with the movie, and you're not going to hear this on any nerd... What?
I know what you're going to say.
No, you don't.
Oh, damn.
I mean, maybe you do. This was not discussed prior. No nerd show is going to... You know how there's nerd shows now that talk about Marvel? When I talk about Marvel, I'm talking about I am a human being on this planet, and just like I have had to go to school, K through 8, I have to watch the Marvel movies. Not into them.
But you just have to.
You have to watch them. It's like anything else. So I'm watching this movie, and my main gripe with it that you're not going to see in these fucking nerd movies is that they all of a sudden go to a mystical dimension, which I'm already not a fan of, because that means people could die in these other worlds and they act like it's okay because it's in another world, when it in fact is not. It is the most soulless, evil thing you could do, is to have a multiverse and kill our heroes in the multiverse and then pretend it's fucking fine, or bring them back to life because it happened. Once these doors are open, you must conserve every multi-version of you is just as important
as the main you.
Yes. So in this movie, Doctor Strange goes to some fucking convoluted multiverse, and he's met by a panel of really mean guys. Professor X from X-Men rolls out. It's like a hilarious scene where the whole place goes nuts. Some black bitch that I'd never seen before. You got the guy from The Office, Jim, as Fantastic Four's Stretcher. Long Arms, whatever his name is. And then who else was there? Some black guy with dreads. Nobody's
the guy who had the electricity with his mouth.
Yep. And a guy with an electricity mouth that nobody's
The Captain America Britain lady.
Yep. And no one's heard of them except for the fucking Fantastic Four guy with the arms and X, Professor X. And they all come in and they start being mean to Doctor Strange. And I go, I don't understand. Why are they being so nasty to him? Like they cuff him. And this is spoilers, but who cares? Because this movie is a fucking joke. They cuff him, and they're treating him, they're putting him in a glass box because he simply dreamwalked. Now, it's Doctor Strange. And then they like, oh, we just do this. First of all, you're locking him in a cage. That is traumatic. I'm not making a joke. It's traumatic. Here's the thing. These movies are supposed to be fun. You're locking your friend in a glass box and you're not trusting him, and you're all acting cruel, and it's okay because it's happening in this multiverse version where all of a sudden, when I'm looking at Long Arms, Fantastic Four, the long arm leader, I look at him as nice. So to see him be cruel to Strange, I don't know that if in the comics they're cruel. I don't want them to be cruel is my main point. Everybody who's a hero gets along with the hero, and you only get mad at the villains, and there's no mix-ups. I don't want any hero accidentally in jail in these films. Stop going after Spider-Man. It's the worst part of these movies is when they go, Spider-Man is actually the bad guy.
No, he's not.
And this is annoying. Everybody should bow to these, the men of the movie.
And they should
shut
get
the
along
fuck
with each
up.
other.
Stop arresting Batman. It's silly looking even. And then, so what they do to Strange was horrible. They show a flashback because they're like, wait, I thought I was honored. I died killing Thanos. And I know, I've only seen these movies half asleep. I don't even know I'm retaining all this. It's blowing my mind right now. So they go, oh, I thought, because they're all being so cruel to Strange. And then Strange goes, oh, but I thought I defeated Thanos. Why are you treating me like this? And they go, actually, what really happened is because you fucked around with like the multiverse, we had to put a stop to you. So we kill. And then they show a flashback of like Professor X killing, or that guy who spits, they killed him. And, you know, does anyone know what I'm talking about? I don't need them to be killing anyone. Like, even the Avengers, when they disappear, I don't care if they're coming back. This is a kid's movie. It's like in Stranger Things when they start getting too crazy with the gore. That man, Eddie's laying there. We fall in love with Eddie. We think this show is a joke. Then all of a sudden he's getting eaten to death by bats to the kids at the end. Do you know how scary that is?
I thought that the leg breaking and arm breaking.
Yes, there's a girl. They're like, oh, but she's fine because we fix it later. I'm telling you. It is not fine to put somebody through a year of torture in a coma in the afterlife. And then, but we're bringing them back, so it's okay, kids. Kids, fear. I'm telling you, this is. So, cut to the TV. Look at this. Xavier is how we got here. So, I wasn't thrilled with that. And now I look at Professor Xavier the same way I look at Scott Conn, which is like a fucking monster. And I thought Xavier was like the only voice or reason we had in this X universe. Look at this back here. Hostbusters. So he's got Hostbusters on his ass too. So, okay, let's see what Sam. So Sam's going to finally answer the question here.
You do invest in your show. Hot dog is great. I don't know.
Anthony was a self-confessed creep.
Who is this black?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I spent the morning show.
Who is this raising? I'm fixing to chase him out of town. No, I'm kidding. I didn't expect that. Why do you have a black nerd on your show?
That's Hot Dog.
That's who?
Hot Dog.
His name's Hot Dog? He looks like a guy from a show, doesn't he? Tim and Eric? Okay, let's finally finish. This is meaningless. Let's watch this.
In your show. Hot Dog is great. I don't know.
Anthony was a self-confessed creep, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I spent the morning show with him. You know, I took in his stories, and he would explain what a creepy was for the purpose of.
You're sitting too low.
So, in terms of compound shows better than Red Bar, I don't know. I've seen clips. I'm not an informed enough person.
Red Bar has a cool studio.
He does have a cool studio.
Listen to this.
That I can tell you. He does have a cool studio. He's got the big TV and everything. He's got.
Wait. The big TV and everything. You think? Cut to the watch. Does this look like a big TV to you? This is what you notice.
Which TV is he talking about? The ones
He's
behind
got the
you?
big TV. You look at this and you just think TV? Oh, Sam. These are the men that do their shows out of their closets with the foam. So have you ever seen the fucking show, or you thinking of the old show? You know, Tim Dillon's the same thing. Oh, yes, I like his sets. He always does good sets. That's what he said. So you're not watching the all-new Red Bar yet? Okay. Clippers, unite! Clippers, they need to see the new place. I thought they'd all looked into this. This is embarrassing. They're thinking I'm sitting in front of that old TV.
Maybe we should clip your Marvel review. That's pretty popular.
We should start sending these clips to these people personally in the mail after this.
What creepy was for the
please watch Your Wife at Risk.
Purpose of entertainment. So, in terms of compound shows better than Red Bar, I don't know. I've seen clips. I'm not an informed enough person.
He said clips.
Red Bar has a cool studio.
He does have.
You know about me raising that? I ate a box of you the other day. And it took me 2 stores to find them, too. You know, Walgreens didn't have Raisinets. I go, Miss? I pulled her away from the counter. There was a line long as a serpent's tail. It was late, and people were tired. I go, Miss, come here. I can't find the Raisinets. She's walking around the whole store with me. None. I go, this place is a disgrace. Hey, go try Raisinets again. They're surprisingly decent. You know, in another good bar coming back that people overlook, the Crunch Bar. Not bad once in a while, right? A regular size Crunch Bar, Jules.
Satisfying.
Never be ashamed to try an old favorite, or maybe a candy you never even tried before.
My favorite is Coffee Crisp from Canada.
I don't like it. I
That's
lie.
crazy. It's the best one.
She gets like, it's good. I'm spitting it out, hiding it. I can't eat candy from another country, by the way. And people, stop bringing me that as a gift. I don't want your weirdo, fucking, unfamiliar branded food. I don't. It's disgusting. When people, oh, thank you. It's a bunch of fucking Chinese candy. Oh, thank you. Dumped right in the fucking trash. Australian candy. I hate it. I don't get a kick out of seeing, oh, you do it this way, we do it this way. Stick to Nestle and shut the fuck up. Okay. All right, let's finish up the stupid Sam clips.
I'm not an informed enough person.
Redbar has a cool studio.
He does have a cool studio. That I can tell you. He does have a cool studio. You get the big TV and everything.
No.
It's got
This TV ain't even
radio
big.
Voice too. It's that deep Chicago voice.
Excuse me? What did you say about my voice? Carry on.
Yeah.
He does have a cool studio. That I can tell you. He does have a cool studio. You get the big TV and everything. He's got a good radio voice too. It's that deep Chicago voice, you know?
Yeah.
JD Straight Shot.
Okay. What's next? Kidding. I'm joking. Sam Roberts, everybody, from the Opie and Anthony show. Isn't that exciting? All my heroes finally know all about my TV. So exciting. All right, what do we got next, Jules? Because it is a big show.